Scots fighting for the English, you've got English fighting for the Scots, like Lisa here, and of course you've got the Irish just fighting for everybody because they like that. We've also got French fighting for the Scots, French fighting for the English, and the Germans just didn't bother. They couldn't bother at that time. So what we do is we get the first layer of protection. Now, you may have seen movies where the Scots are all wearing kilts and big blue faces and go, "Freedom!" Didn't happen. We wore exactly the same as our counterparts south of the border. Stop giggling, women. Come on. Right. This is the first layer of protection. This is known as a gambeson or paddy jack. Breathe out. Right, let me tell you, turn around and face the fire, I'll show you how this works. Because you've got all these ridges here, they're packed full of material. And the idea is that if somebody comes along and punches you in the kidneys, which I'm going to do now, if I come along and punch Lisa in the kidneys, what that will do is cushion the blow, so she's not going to get hurt. It's the 1300s, guys. People don't run about punching each other in the kidneys, do they? No. What they do is they hit each other with things like this. If you stand really still and face the fireplace, I'm going to hit you as hard as I can. Two hands? One, two hands. Two hands.
Two hands.
That was her. She said 2 hands. Right, if I was to hit Lisa with this, what's going to happen is, yeah, it will cushion the blow, but the blade's going to cut through the material. And those of you that speak English will have heard the expression to get the stuffing knocked out of you. That's where it comes from. So if I'm battering Lisa with a sword, she will be getting the stuffing knocked out of her. All the filling will be coming out and she'll be very, very dead. However, Lisa's from Manchester, she's obviously very British. So, we're going to give you a bit more protection, Lisa, so if you turn around and glad you can do that one. Let's get to the next level now. This is the rugby shirt of the 1300s, guys. This is what Scotland wore for the international rugby matches in 1314. It's breathable, it's flexible, and it's sportswear. It's made by Nike, and of course you've got the Scottish thistle logo on it as well. And this is what the high and mighty would wear. Ordinary soldiers don't get it, but your knights would have it. And Lisa's obviously very rich, so she's got this.
Really?
So what we do, Lisa, stick your arms in first. This is where you're really going to start cursing him. He's in real trouble. You better take her out for dinner today, get a good meal. Right. Stick one arm in there first. I know it's heavy, that's why you're wearing it, not me. Calm down. Right. I used to be 6'4", guys, until I started wearing this stuff. That's why I've stopped wearing it. Right, this is what we're going to do. Stick your head out. What are you doing, woman? Who dresses you in the morning? Arms out. I'm thinking of that. Bling! Keep all the bling you need. Come on. Right. So Lisa is now well protected. What want you to just... Right. So now Lisa is well protected. If I take a sword to this, it won't cut through. That'll give her all the protection she needs. The one thing it won't stop is an arrow. And I'm going to demonstrate that to you guys. Because if you look behind you there, guys, you see the minstrel's gallery? My friend is up there with a long bow. And what I'm going to ask you to do is to count to 3. So 1, 2, 3. He will pop up, and he'll fire an arrow through Lisa. You ready, guys? Oh, I'm ready. I'm getting ready. He's not a very good shot. Right, okay. So, guys, count 1, 2, 3, and he'll pop. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Evil crowd. No, he wouldn't do that. So, an arrow would go right through this, guys. It wouldn't even slow it down. There are lots of stories of somebody standing behind somebody wearing mail. The arrow goes through the one in front and kills the guy behind. And this is the dawn of the era where the English and Welsh longbowmen ruled the world. Nothing could touch them. The numbers they had, nobody could beat them. Knights don't like this, so knights don't like archers. On your head, Mr. Well, we can put this, but I'm not going to. You can relax, we won't put this on. Yeah, because you're from Manchester, I'll explain this slowly. The hole goes at the front, yeah? And that's so you can see right. And it covers your neck and your shoulders as well, so it gives a bit more protection. best bit of protection is coming right up, because this is far more effective than any of that stuff. You think so? Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Here in Scotland it rains a lot. You may not know this. But rains, that's going to get rusty. You put that over the top, helps to protect it. And in Scotland we have 3 very important days. June the 23rd, June the 28th and July the 13th. Collectively it's known here in Scotland as summer. And in those 3 days the sun comes out. When the sun's beating down on this stuff you get very hot. So put it over the top, sunscreen for your arm. But the most important reason for this, I don't know if we'll get over your bonnet, but we'll have a blast. Stay last. Right. Right, okay, you hold that there. Right. That would be worn over the top, it's a circle. And the reason, right, what's your family name? Campbell, well done. Because that's the Campbell colours. I don't have the McFadden ones. So we've got the Campbell colours here. So if Lisa and I were fighting side by side, and this gentleman here came over and he knocked us over, and he's got a spear in his hand, he'd look at me and he'd go, he's not wearing any colours, we're brown, that's quite, he's not what then, he'd kill me. And then he'd look at you and he'd go, wow, bright colours! Wow, you're obviously very rich and very important. I'm not going to kill you, I'm going to take you prisoner. And we'll send a letter to him and say, pay a ransom. And he doesn't reply. So we send another letter, still no reply. So we send our final demand. And to this day, the final demand is known as a red letter. The reason it becomes a red letter is because we put a finger or an ear or a nose or a toe or something in the envelope. On your head. Right. Classic knight's helmet. It's padded inside, a great helmet. And it's great all-round protection within this envelope. Classic knight's helmet. Now let's put this on. She's got that on, and she's got all-round protection. It's padded inside, so I don't feel a thing when I do that. The only thing is you can't hear, you can't be heard, and you see my hand, Lisa? Tell me when you can't see it anymore. You can't see my hand anymore there, so an army of people below that height, you're in trouble. And what happens is people sneak up behind you, they'll bring a knife to the party, they'll stick the knife in there, and they'll give it a right good wiggle about. And that tends to spoil your afternoon, it doesn't go down well. So I don't like wearing it. Waste of time. What we do is we've got a different helmet. This is known as a kettle helmet. Classic design, guys, it's in use for 700 or so years. And it's very simple, very effective. Again, it's got the colours on, and I look good now, that's excellent. Right, turn around, face that. I'm going to hit you in the head for the shot. I'll show you how simple and effective this is. Because whenever I hit Lisa, look at the shape of it. When it does, it forces the blade away from us. It's actually protecting the shoulders as well as the head. Why is it called the kettle helmet? Remember those 3 days? Summer, sun's beating down on that, you're marching along, your head's baking, you get sweaty and horrible. And it's night time, we make camp. Lisa's turn to cook. Takes her hat off, and she goes round and she says, would you put the porridge in there? Would you put your porridge in? Would you put your porridge in? Lisa puts hers in, hangs it over the fire, adds a bit of water, cooks it up, and you share your dinner with the folk. And you are ideal because you've got long hair. So if you're eating out of Lisa's hat, it means you can floss while you're eating. Eat it. Remember to clean the porridge out in the morning. On your left arm, protection. Left hand through there, Lisa. Just grab hold of that. And again, it's got the family colours on. It's all insurance to keep yourself alive. We finish it off with this. And now you get to beat him up. No, don't bother. Right. In 1314, how we get into the castle, we found another way in, guys. Where the 1 o'clock gun stands today, wearing this stuff, we started down below that and climbed up the cliff and got behind the garrison. Exactly. Fancy climbing the cliff and that? No. It's like wearing a 10-year-old strapped around your neck. It's heavy, heavy stuff. The commander of the garrison at the time was a Frenchman. We spared him until they beat us at rugby, then we killed him. Yeah? But that's how we captured the castle. Now, the other weapons we've got with me, well, this is Robert Bruce's own favourite, battle axe. And the first day of Bannockburn, a young knight called Henry de Bohun attacked the king. And he's on a light pony, he's got an axe, and he lets de Bohun get right close to him. And he comes hurtling towards him. At the last minute, Bruce just moved to the side, flying by, stood up in the stirrups, and bang. Right through the helmet, right through his head, until it hit his collarbone, and the axe handle snapped. Henry de Bohun fell to the ground, very famous man here in Scotland, the first guy to die at the Battle of Bannockburn. And Robert Bruce was given a hard time by the rest of us. What an idiot, what are you doing? And all he could say was, I've broken my good axe handle. Great for morale. Last weapon I've got, my own personal favourite. How are you doing, Elise? It's starting to get a bit shorter. This is my own personal favourite. This is the mace. It's light, it's easy to use, you got a good swing, you go for the chin, bang! It's a wonderful piece of kit. But the reason I like it isn't because of what it does, it's because of how it was introduced. It was introduced by the medieval church. Because churchmen like to fight as well. But the church says it is not nice to go about chopping people up with swords and things, that's just rude. However, it is totally acceptable to beat somebody to death with a blunt instrument. You've got to love the church, haven't you? And here in Scotland, of course, kettle help, turn upside down, mix your porridge. Fantastic. And guys, I'm going to take this off Lisa because you will be starting to feel this by now. It's quite heavy, isn't it? When you've got all this on, in total, it probably weighs somewhere between 40 and 50 kilos. And then you've got to fight as well. So if anybody wants to see any of the gear, want to feel the weight of it, let me get Lisa out of it first. Yeah? In the meantime, I think she deserves a round of applause for a good show. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys. Thank you for